Hi friends, welcome to this latest episode of the Nationalist View. Today we have with us two very special guests. One is Barrister Mahmud Akhter, and the second one is again he is also legal luminary, Mohammad Munirul Islam Saab. So sir, both of you, thank you so much for taking time out from your busy schedule and joining us for this conversation.
Thank you for having me. Thank you, sir.
And
thank you very much.
Yeah,
thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you for thank you again for being here. And I'll introduce both my guests. I'll ask them to introduce themselves also a little bit to our viewers. But both of them are joining us. Both of them are from Bangladesh. We're going to talk about what is happening in Bangladesh. Who actually is Mohammad Yunus? What are the Kangaroo courts doing there, especially in run up to the so-called proposed February 2026 elections, and what actually is happening on the ground in Bangladesh, because the Western press and the West has closed its eyes on the travesty of justice which has taken place there, and the ground level is very volatile. The political opponents of Yunus regime, so they are being targeted, they are being hounded, and then of course organizations like Jamaat, so they are threatening of Hindu genocide. So it's a very volatile situation. And remember that Bangladesh is a very significantly positioned geopolitically. It's a very strategic country. So it seems to have become a theater of the another version of the great game for major powers also. So our guests will take us through this labyrinth of narratives, counter narratives, and this complex situation. So first I'll come to you, Barrister Mahmud Akhter. So if you could tell us a little bit about yourself, and then I just want also in that context to speak a little bit about who actually is Mohammad Yunus, because so far as much as I know that you have worked as a chief advisor at the Grameen Bank. So please sir, go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Arun Anand. Thank you for having me in your show. It's a great pleasure, and through you, I want to greet your audience and having the patience to listen to us. Just to introduce myself to your audience, I'm a legal professional. I am a barrister and an advocate of Bangladesh Supreme Court Appellate Division. And I was practicing there, but currently I have located myself in the United Kingdom, and prior to my departure in 2024, 8th of August, just 3 days after the so-called revolution, or what we call, that is the takeover by illegitimate government or the thugs who actually want to destroy the country. I was working as a chief legal advisor of Grameen Bank. And when I was appointed, I was given documents, because as the advisor of the bank, we were working how the bank should function for the best of the country, for the best of the community. So, however, to get the bank go forward, we had to take some steps to look at what been doing Dr. Yunus. You will be very surprised to know the problem with the Grameen Bank and Dr. Yunus, the way he has marketed himself, that is his own personal bank. You would recollect that is there was a CNN, Christiana Amanpour, interviewing Dr. Yunus, and he's saying it's your bank. But people should know that is this bank was established under an ordinance, Grameen Bank Ordinance 1983, when the General Ershad was in power, the military regime was in power. At the time, it was established actually to serve the rural poor. And Dr. Yunus was actually appointed. He was there on deputation, because he was a teacher. He was a professor of economics in University of Chittagong in Bangladesh. From there, he was in deputation. He was given the task to act as the MD, managing director of this bank. Quite interestingly, you will know that is the inception. If I just touch upon few points on the initiation of Grameen project, what happened? Actually, it was after the independence of Bangladesh, obviously, in 1975, before 1975, even Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman was also leading the circumstances where poverty is a big issue in our country. A new country, just born, a war-savaged country, needs to develop its infrastructure, rural infrastructure. So, Grameen concept was coming from there. And then, even regarding the small microcredit, in Bangladesh, the microcredit goes back to the way back to the history. It has history of microcredit. History is there during the Rabindranath Tagore's time. He initiated microcredit system as well. There are stories of microcredits in some part of India, South India. And even formally, microcredit was first introduced in Bangladesh, PARBS, this Pakistan Rural Development Board, during Pakistan time, when Bangladesh was part of Pakistan. That time, Dr. Abdul Hamid was actually doing research and doing activities on rural microcredit. However, during 1976, during that time, when after the assassination of Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman, when the new government was formed, when Ziaur Rahman became the Chief Martial Law and his government was there, at the time, the Chittagong University actually wrote to the Ford Foundation. It's an American charity, big charity, The Ford Foundation give $150,000 US dollar to Chittagong University to conduct research on 10 projects, around I think 10 or 15 projects. I'm not sure about the exact number. I've just forgotten. I've read all these things. But in that project, the Chittagong University Economics departments took up some projects like rural banking inclusion for the women and the rural poor. And there were 3 ways, we call it Tebhaga programs. And quite interestingly, Dr. Yunus was doing research on Tebhaga programs, and another gentleman who was also teacher, professor of economics department, Shapon Adnan, he was doing the work on rural microcredit and inclusion of rural poor in banking system. Then this project was submitted to the Ministry of Agriculture of Bangladesh that time. And there, the Ministry of Agriculture named it Grameen Bank Prokolpo. They named it Grameen Bank Prokolpo. So the name Grameen Bank even didn't come from Dr. Mohammad Yunus. Right? You had those stories, some juicy stories of Dr. Yunus is saying, that is, I gave money to some people, they start giving me back. Those juicy stories are all, there is no historical evidence for that. Historical evidence and which are documented, that is, it was with the fund of Ford Foundation, Chittagong University started researching on inclusion of the Grameen poor and women in banking system, through which was taken up by the Ministry of Agriculture. Then Ministry of Agriculture sent the project to the Bangladesh Bank, and Bangladesh Bank gave 100 crore taka at that time for this project to enhance the project and to widen the project in Jobra village of Hathazari in Chittagong, which Dr. Yunus always talk about, and in Tangail, district of Tangail in Bangladesh, is very close adjacent to Dhaka district. It was part of Dhaka division. It is, I think, part of Dhaka division. So this is the circumstances. It was then when the Bangladesh Bank gave 150,000 crore to this project. Remember, at the time, it is 77, 78, I think, the financial year when they allocated the fund. At the time, the budget of Bangladesh was only £2,500. So how 2,500 taka. Sorry, I'm now at the UK, so I'm getting pound and taka.
2,500 crore taka.
Crore taka, yeah.
Yeah.
So from there, then when the project, then President Rahman was assassinated. So the project was buried again. Then in 1983, then finance minister was Mr. Abul Malmuhit, who became finance minister under Awami League government as well. Mr. Malmuhit also was finance minister under the General Ershad's regime, right? So he introduced Mr. Dr. Yunus to General Ershad, and who then actually, because the every government wants to, it is normal in Bangladeshi context, that is, they want to develop the rural poor. So in that context, this bank was established, and a specialized bank in which Dr. Yunus was given a job as an MD. The funny story is that if you go everywhere, the reason I brought that story of Amanpur, she is coming without researching and saying, it's your bank, your bank. Grameen Bank was established by the fund of Bangladesh Bank. Grameen Bank was established by an ordinance, a specialist bank by the government of Bangladesh, where Dr. Mohammad Yunus was an employee. But the way he presented this bank to the world stage, everybody thinks it's his bank. First, this myth needs to be clarified. I think now the people are understanding this was not a single penny, not a single taka from his own pocket went on here to establish this bank. That's the real truth. It was always Bangladesh government giving money, and he's also collecting money from the rural poor as deposit and distributing to them. So that is the basic story of Grameen Bank. But Dr. Yunus is such a marketeer. He has marketed to the world stage in such a way that it is his personal adventure. It is his personal project, which is not true. I must say, that is, Dr. Yunus, if you have evidence to show that it is your personal project, it is time to show to the world, because when we are talking to the world, we have evidence. That is, it was not your personal project. It was an Chittagong University project funded by Ford Foundation. Then project was taken by the Ministry of Agriculture of Bangladesh government, which was funded by Bangladesh government. Then 1983, it was converted to a bank when fund was given from the Bangladesh government. So where you are saying that is your personal bank, is it not just a grabbing the things? Thank you.
So we'll come back also to what you found in while in terms of embezzlement, what was happening in the bank. But Islam Saab, I want to come to you, and because you also being a legal luminary. So how do you look at these courts which are giving verdicts against Sheikh Hasina and the political opponents of Yunus? So are these kangaroo courts?
Thank you very much, and thanks to the audience. First of all, I would like to introduce myself. My name is Monirul Islam, and I am a lawyer in the United Kingdom. I'm a barrister as well as a solicitor, and I am the principal of the Law Valley Solicitors. And I have been working as a lawyer over the decade in the United Kingdom, and I am also a lawyer in Bangladesh. So I do have the knowledge and experience about the legal system of Bangladesh. The first of all, as you asked me to explain the court, I mean ICT court, International Crimes Tribunal. The most important thing is that why ICT Act was enacted in Bangladesh, 1973. Look, it was enacted by the Parliament of Bangladesh in 1973. If you read the preface of the Act, 1973 Act, it clearly stated that this act is designed to trial the perpetrators of war criminal in 1971. That means this act is designed to try the Razakar, Al-Badr, Al-Shams, Jamaat Islami, Nizam Islami, and Shanti Committee. That means those were the ally of Pakistani military, paramilitary group who killed 3 million Bengali, Bangladeshi, and raped 2,500,000 Bangladeshi women, who displaced more than 10 million people to India, who took shelter in refugee camp in India. During the liberation war, you know that Bangladesh was occupied by the Pakistani army and our government was exile government. That's why police, army, BDR, whoever, they were unable to look after the people of the country. That time, whatever happened, killing, raping, arson attack, lots of things been happened, converting people from one religion to another religion. So those criminal act was not in a position to try them. That's why after the establishment of Bangladesh in 1971, 16th of December, we win the war with the help of India. Then 1972, 4th of November, we established a constitution, which is called People's Republic of Bangladesh Constitution, 1972. After that, in following year, 1973, the Bangladesh's government, Awami League government, decided to try all those perpetrators. That's why all those criminals, all those, the war criminals. That's why this act was designed. If you want to know what is the purpose of this act, you have to go to the Hansard. What is Hansard? Hansard is the parliamentary documents during the enactment of this act. What was the statement of the parliament? What was the debate? If you go there, you will see that everyone told classified statement that from 26th of March 1971 to 16th of December 1971. That means that 9 months while we were fighting against the Pakistani army, whatever happened in the country, 4 crimes. One is aggression, genocide, crime against humanity, and war crime. These 4 crimes will be tried. That's why, because these 4 crimes is categorically agreed by the IC, the International Criminal Court. That means anything happened during a war time under these 4 headings, any nation or internationally that could be tried. That's why Bangabandhu Sheikh Mujibur Rahman enacted this act to try them. Now, 2024, August, what was happened in Bangladesh? The extremist group and external factors and Taliban, IS group, Pakistani, Lashkar-e-Toiba, Jaish-e-Mohammadi type, organization organized in Bangladesh, and with the help of the American money and Dr. Yunus ally, they kicked out the government and they established their own government with head of Dr. Yunus. And now they are trying the Awami League politically. So if you look on this matter, that this act does not design to try for trial of anything else except 1971 during the wartime. So first of all, this trial is illegal. This is out of contest, and this law does not, serve the purpose of its aims and objective. Therefore, this is null and void. First point. The second point is that in Bangladesh, in our constitution, Article 96(1) clearly says that any justice at the age of 67, he or she has to resign. That means not resign, should be in retirement. That means when you are 67 years old, you are no more able to sit as a judge. Now, the two trial ICT1 and ICT2. ICT trues, the justice, one of the justice named Justice Nazrul Islam Khan. He is 73 years old. This is clearly violation of Constitution of Bangladesh. And second thing, I would like to draw your attention. It is called International Crimes Tribunal. The trial is local, but the crime is international. Now, you are trying Prime Minister of a country, State Minister of a country, head of the police of the country. So this is a high-profile case. Do you know 3 justices who are sitting as a judge? What is their qualification? They never tried a single trial in the level of High Court. That means this is their experimental trial in their lifetime, first trial in their lifetime. So my understanding is that this is not a trial, rather this is a kangaroo court, and this is using by Dr. Yunus to punish the Prime Minister of Bangladesh as well as people who believe in spirit of 1971, the freedom fight against Pakistan. So this is the concept. We fought against the Pakistan on the basis that democracy, socialism, nationalism, and secularism. So now the government who are running the country, they are totally fundamentalist group. They are not the secular government. They are the fundamentalist group, and they are now trying to eradicate the secular movement, secular people, and the Awami League, who actually are the real freedom fighter in 1971. Therefore, I would say Dr. Yunus will be accountable to the people of Bangladesh today, tomorrow, or day after. But this is our promise. We will make him accountable to the justice system of Bangladesh, because he is raping our legal system by using this so-called ICT tribunal.
Barrister Akhter, I want you to add to this in terms of before we my question is in 2 parts. One is that what Barrister Islam has said, so what is the way forward for Sheikh Hasina or the other political opponents which are being targeted and Awami League in terms of countering this, as I mentioned earlier, that, and as Barrister Islam has also very aptly put it, it's kind of basically the travesty of justice, and it's literally basically, they have taken the whole system for a ride. So could there be a way forward for them in terms of, addressing their concerns? One. Second is, of course, that what did you find, in terms of embezzlement of funds and other things? What were the things which caught your attention when you joined Grameen Bank as a chief advisor?
Thank you. I would add a few things with my colleague, Barrister Monirul Islam. He has eloquently and very clearly has put forwarded his argument why this is a farcical court. And, another trial, while it was happening, it's another corruption trial. They have also given various terms of jail sentence to Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, her sister Sheikh Rehana, and her niece Tulip Siddiqui, who is a member of Parliament, British Parliament, who was an ex-minister as well in United Kingdom. I think this is the rope. The hanging rope Dr. Yunus himself has put in his neck by doing this trial. Because when he has his court, and under his direction, the court has convicted Tulip Siddiq for 2 years And what is the allegation against her? It is laughable allegations. And it shows how Dr. Yunus operates. It shows how a mockery of justice can be conducted. And Dr. Yunus is a poster child of the West. He's a creation of the West. So West doesn't want to criticize him. West want to give him a space. But by presenting this trial, the whole Western media, especially the media in UK, had the opportunity actually microscopically examine the mindset of Dr. Yunus, how his justice system works, where the allegation is simple. Look, if, say, for argument's sake, sister of Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, Sheikh Rehana, needs support, she doesn't need the assistance from her daughter. They're saying her allegation is her niece has influenced her aunt to give her mother the clothes. This is, by doing this, Dr. Yunus is exposed, his judiciary is exposed. Now it has made our life easy to the world stage to expose him, what kind of person he is. Many times, you see, he is a pathological liar. Dr. Yunus is a pathologist. I think it was 5th of June 2024, in a press conference in front of our Supreme Court, I coined this term for him because of his lies. Because he lies without thinking anything. And you can see the way he speaks, he gives false hopes. He's a man who actually built himself, his castle, his foundations, everything on blatant lies. His only strength, he can lie in front of you about yourself, making you believe that is what he's saying, perhaps that is true. That's how he has fooled the Western world. That's how he has fooled the students. That's how he has fooled the Bangladeshi community. Bangladesh, the people of Bangladesh. While I was working and I had the opportunity, look, I'm a very judicial person and I work with the judicious mind. And I examine, and it was the Grameen Bank Board of Directors, I told them that it's only we can go after Dr. Yunus if we have the documentary evidence. And you will see, Dr. Yunus, I had a very high respect and high regard for him. But while working in a legal team, our team discovered items after items where Dr. Yunus is flouting the law, embezzling funds. We have reports, and these reports are also still available online. Bangladesh Bank Review reports, Bangladesh Bank Commission reports, these reports are there. And in those reports, it is shown how Dr. Yunus is a wave. His way of funding, he doesn't, let me give an example. It is such a complex thing, so ordinary people will have difficulties to understand. But one example, maybe a bit simplified way, for which NORAD, the Norwegian funding organization, NGO, which actually first raised concern about Dr. Yunus's corruption. NORAD first raised concern about Dr. Yunus's corruption. What happened? NORAD gave funds through Bangladesh government to Grameen Bank for the rural poor. And Grameen Bank ordinance, if you read the Grameen Bank ordinance, it says where you can use that fund. It is restricted. You cannot use that fund for any purpose. You can use that fund for only, there is a definition in under, I think, the Article 19 of the ordinance says where you can, who you can fund with this money. What Dr. Yunus did, he came up with a genius idea, fraudulent genius idea, you can say it. What he did, he created some entities. Dr. Yunus, with the fund of Dr. Yunus, fund of Grameen Bank, which is a government bank, with the people of Grameen Bank, with the assets and resources of Grameen Bank, he established around 52 organizations. And among them, one of them is called Grameen Kullan. Grameen Kullan, or Grameen Welfare in English, you can say. So in that bank, what he did, the fund came from NORAD, then he, other organization, other donor organization as well, what he did, he, without moving the money, in paper, he moved the money to this organization for the Grameen Kullan. So, and then what he did, that money, Grameen Kullan, give Grameen Bank as a loan, and Grameen Kullan then earning 2% interest on that loan. So whose money is it? It's Grameen Bank's money. But giving it to, transferred it to Grameen Kullan illegally without the permission of the donors, and then Grameen Kullan giving that money as a loan to Grameen Bank and earning 2% interest. You can see how he works, how he has funneled funds from one organization to another organization. Out of his 52 organizations, I tell you, only one organization is successful. Which one is this? This is called Grameen Phone Limited. It's Grameen Phone Limited. It's quite interestingly, Dr. Yunus' social business. Why I call his social business is a social corruption, because you know this only one company is making money. This is Grameen Phone Limited. The license was given to Grameen Bank, but somehow even Bangladeshi government officials are involved in it. No doubt. Dr. Yunus was not able to do all this corruption just by himself. He was assisted by even, we must accept that is even political across the board, politicians across the board, or the our bureaucracy across the board. So only this telephone company is making money, which is not a social business, which is a public limited company, in which, funny thing is that I have examined some contract, in which contract, the contract was as such, they never, why we say that is somehow he has used his misinfluence to buy his Nobel Prize. Why we say that? Why is the argument for this? Because the Grameen, in that Grameen Grameen Phone Limited, there were initially 3 or 4 shareholders, but now it's only 2 shareholders. One is Grameen Telecom Trust, which is a non-for-profit company, which is now around 34% share, and another is the Nortel, Norwegian telephone company. But in a contract, it was said that is never Grameen Telecom Trust's share will come under 50%. But funny thing is that why that share is now more than 62% for Nortel? Why it is more? Only 34% for the Grameen. So this is the story. That's why people suspect that's how he has somehow influenced the Norwegian Nobel Committee, because unfortunately, Norwegian Nobel Committee has become an infamous organization now. That is, they use this organization, especially the Peace Nobel Prize, for their political agenda. And Yunus is their political agenda. Because Yunus was he was an economist. He didn't get his Nobel Prize for economics. So his way of funneling money is that from Grameen Telecom Trust itself, every year, 1100 to 1300 crore taka it receives as dividend. Now, where this money goes? Believe it or not, only one employee works for this organization. When I last visited there to serve Dr. Yunus, that is, you are no longer the chairman of the company under the Grameen Bank ordinance. So, and the constitution of those organizations. How you funnel these funds? He has a wave. This fund goes to Grameen Fund, another organization has created. Then this Grameen Fund other organization, then it goes to Yunus Trust and other trust. It's a wave. If you want, I have that copy of that wave I will pass on to you. You can somehow show it to your audience. That is how Dr. Yunus has actually channeled fund from Grameen Bank, which were supposed to for the Grameen poor, how he has misappropriated money from the Grameen poor for his personal gains. He says he doesn't have anything. One example, I tell you, another example, before I finish, I'll just give you another example. That is, when he was the managing director of the company, he gave contract to a company called, I can't, I can't remember the name of it.
It's not an issue, yeah.
Oh, okay. The company it's a printing company owned by, the name is not coming to my head at this name.
We'll put it in the description box, so not an issue.
Okay.
The name.
So this company came. It is a printing company owned by the directors of this company. Shareholder of this company was Dr. Mohammad Yunus's father, his brothers, and himself. So he, under the Bank Companies Act, under the normal code of conduct of a managing director, you should not engage in a business transaction with a company which you are also a director or you have interest. It's a conflict of interest, serious conflict of interest. So Dr. Yunus is giving loan to this company as a managing director of this company. Who is signing in two sides of this company documents? Dr. Yunus signing, his father signing in the other side, and he is the only witness of that contract as well. So this level of anarchy, and then he's giving contract to this company, and he claimed, his lawyer claimed in front of the, in a press conference in various ways, that is, these companies' assets were actually given to Grameen Bank. But there is no documents to prove that is these documents or the ownership of these lands, which is a very expensive land in Chittagong, in our in the another city of Bangladesh, Chittagong, which is in the heart of Chittagong, is a big things, right? Is a very expensive property, which he claims that he has given to Grameen Bank, but there is no documents and no ownership and no even the, you know, if you own something, you must have possession of it. There is no possession of Grameen Bank of that property. But the problem is when he lies, because of his stature he has achieved, when he lies, everybody believes him. But unfortunately or fortunately, last 15 or 16 months was a wonderful time, especially for me, because I can see now he has filed. Look, when I was giving all these things to the press or to the court, I was acting as a lawyer. Lawyer normally act as on behalf of their client. I was acting what Grameen Bank was giving me, saying to me to say, I was saying in that way. But he filed cases against me, and his allegation is that I have called him pathological liar. Apart from that, there is no allegation in the FIR against me. Now, Dr. Yunus, I ask you, take up this challenge. If you can, the whole world will now prove that is you are a pathological liar. The people of Bangladesh, who even banked on you, who even had faith on you, they are now so disappointed and agreeing with me that is you are a pathological liar. You are a liar to such extent that is you are destroying the livelihood of 18 crore people, 17 to 18 crore people. You are jeopardizing the independence of this country. You are antagonizing our powerful neighbor, India. India is behaving very maturely, but you are giving to the India's hand. That is, you want you and your cohorts, the way you are speaking, the way you are making India to react. But I'm really proud that is India is not falling in trap with these people, because what they want, what Yunus and Jamaat want actually, they want the India to attack Bangladesh. So they can have a narrative to the people, we said you so. But last 53 years or since our independence, it has been proven after 2024, if this wouldn't happen, people wouldn't know. Many people have this belief that is India is always acting against our interest, but they have failed to prove with single contract that is where India, sometimes I feel that is India has given way more than Bangladesh deserve. So this is a great neighborly, good neighbor behavior. But at the same time, if some of our people, like the son of Ghulam Azam, a brigadier, literate brigadier general, son of a Ghulam Azam, another Colonel Haq, these are all Dr. Yunus's henchmen. They are saying to destabilize or to break up India. How dare you do so? Do you have that legal right? Do you have that moral right to interfere in any other people's issue? If you do so, you want to create Bangladesh as an Ukraine? That's what you want to achieve? And you want to achieve Bangladesh? The Jamaat Islam want to create Bangladesh Afghanistan, so everybody can bomb us. And Dr. Yunus want to create Bangladesh Ukraine, so American interests can be brought in here and Bangladesh become the subject of all international players. And by even Dr. Yunus is now is a threat not for only Bangladesh. He is threat for the world security. He is promoting terrorism. He has released some convicted, very serious criminals of terrorism. He has released them. We don't know where they are. Already whether they are in United States of America, we don't know. Whether they are in United Kingdom, plotting something. Tomorrow, when one of these Bengali will be committing such crime, all the Bengali diaspora will suffer. So he is, Dr. Yunus and Jamaat Islam wants to make Bangladesh an example of like Afghanistan and Ukraine so that their agenda can be realized. So I request Indian diaspora, I request the friendly people of Bangladesh, the well-wisher of Bangladesh, the Indian people, the Bangladeshi people, and the world community to unite against this devil who is putting the international security at risk, who is destroying our political system, who is destroying our legal system, who is destroying our military. Our military is now in a shambles conditions. They will be soon kicked out from all international affairs, which will be a very bad thing for the country. So we are in a situation, if the world community and the people of Bangladesh can't take back their country from this menace of Dr. Yunus and Jamaat, then we have a very bad future ahead. Are we ready for it? Thank you, sir.
Barrister Islam, I just want to take this conversation a little bit forward. What Barrister Akhter said. If you want to add anything further to that, also I would like you to comment on two specific aspects that, like Barrister Akhter, also you have spent considerable time in UK, as you mentioned also. How do you look at the Western press and the Western world? These are two different things to some extent, but how do you look at the Western press and the Western world? They get up, they generally make a hue and cry even if there is a small human right violation in any of the South Asian countries, but suddenly they seem to be keeping mum on that because there are squads which are roaming around in the streets of cities and rural areas in Bangladesh. We have seen violence, a lot of violence which has happened against not only Hindus but also all those political opponents, whether they are Hindus or Muslims or Christians or Jain or Buddhists or of any sect, whoever is opposing the Yunus regime. So they are being dealt with a very strong hand. So how do you look at this, and in run up to February 2026, how do you see things panning out basically?
Thank you very much. Actually, what are you trying to say that the Western world started to open their mouth on this aspect. But the thing is that if you want to understand why Western world is so strong against Sheikh Hasina and so soft against Dr. Yunus. There is a history. The history is that 2001, America, wanted to understand how they will control the world for the 100 years. That means from 2001 to 2100. That means the 100 years they want to control the world. When they wanted to control the world, they made a committee. They formed a committee. The committee reported that out of the 5 top economic nation, three is in Indian subcontinent and Japan, India, and China, America, and Germany. These are the top 5 economies. The 3 is in that particular area. Secondly, there are 8 billion population in the world. 8 billion population. Out of the 8 billion population, 4 billion is in that corner. India, Bangladesh, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, Nepal, Bhutan, China, and Japan. So half of the population is there. Biggest portion of the money is there. So if you want to control the world, you have to control Southeast Asia, especially India, Pakistan, Bangladesh, China, Nepal, Bhutan, Sri Lanka, Afghanistan, Maldives, Malaysia, Indonesia, Philippines, that area. So you need a base, army base, big army base in that India subcontinent. They pursue India. India straightaway said there is no possibility for America to get space in Bay of Bengal. They pursued Myanmar. They strictly said there is no space for you. They wanted to pursue Sri Lanka, but Sri Lanka was booked by China beforehand. You know that. So the remaining country is Bangladesh. They approached to the Bangladesh. Sheikh Hasina, in her public meeting and in parliament, she told the people that America wanted to have a fort in Bay of Bengal and a space for their army. But I said them strictly, Sheikh Hasina said that we don't want to do that. After that, since 2001, America is searching for a culprit, searching for a Mir Zafar Ali Khan. You know the Mir Zafar aligned with the British government in 1757, and then he sold the India to the British government for 190 years.
Yeah,
America was actually looking for that type of traitors. So America first invest money behind Dr. Yunus, and they prepared Dr. Yunus over the years, and they were trying to get him into the power of Bangladesh. You know that in 2006 and 7, there was a turmoil, Fakhruddin government. Dr. Yunus came from America that time, and he declared a political party named Nagorik Shakti, power of citizen, that time. But the army, BNP, and Awami League did not give him a scope to run the country. That's why he left the country and went back to America. Now, after 15, 16 years, Dr. Yunus again came back. By this time, he won the Nobel Prize. You know why he was given Nobel Prize in economy, in peace rather than economy. Whatever the job he did in accordance with the microcredit finance. Do you know microcredit finance? More than 400 people suicide by taking the microcredit loan because they failed to return the installment. That's why they suicide. In Bangladeshi economy, Dr. Yunus does not have any contribution to eradicate the poverty of Bangladesh. So that's why Dr. Yunus did not get Nobel Prize in economics. Then America, Sweden, Norway, and Denmark. These 3 countries he employed, and he explained them that if he gets chance, he will get them share of Bangladesh. That's why America, he never spend a single penny in Bangladesh for charitable purpose, but he donated £5 million to Hillary Clinton election. You know that he paid to American charity, British charity, American Australian charity, but not Bangladeshi, Indian, Pakistani charity, because he want to make a ground for America. Then this time he was sent by America with three purposes. First, give us a corridor to send the troops and send the weapon to Myanmar. Rakhine, one. The second, we have a big port in Chittagong. Chittagong port need to be given them for 30 years. That's been done. And thirdly, they demand a army base, naval base in Bay of Bengal. All three is done. Apart from that, he also give a contract to the Danish government, Danish company, that they will build a new terminal in Chittagong port in the Karnopuli River. The contract is for 40 years. So now you understand why Dr. Yunus, the United Nations, International Criminal Court, the International Human Rights Organization, all those forums was created after the Second World War by the money of America and Western world. So that's why where the interest of Western world is there, so they are very silent. So Sheikh Hasina is not one of the ally of Western world. That's why whatever she did, always it is against the view of America and it is the favor of Dr. Yunus. But after Dr. Yunus came to the power, Pakistani link, Jaish-e-Mohammadi, Lashkar-e-Toyba, Jamaat-e-Islami, Hizb ut-Tahrir, all those fundamentalist group started roaming. They are started to, build up their agenda. So now Western world understood Dr. Yunus is not only serving their purpose, he is also in a view that in Southeast Asia, a fundamentalist government will be established under his leadership. So now I hope, the Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina was isolated, but now all the world top media taking her interview, publishing her interview, that means the tent have been changed. One thing. Second thing I want to say, if you see that one of the British minister and parliamentarian, 4-time parliament member, 1-time minister, is still current minister. Tulip Siddiq. I am also aligned with Labour Party. I was the chairman of a Labour Party in one of the ward for 5 years. So I do have some relationship with Labour Party. I know how they select or elect their candidate. She is the graduate from London, UCL, University College of London, one of the prestigious university in the world, top 10, one of the top 10 from English literature. She was a councillor, then 4-time parliament member. She never been Bangladeshi national, even though her father, mother from Bangladesh, but she was born in the United Kingdom and she has been doing her politics in the United Kingdom. Dr. Yunus was thinking he is the toppest Bengali in the world. So if anyone with Bengali heritage doing good, doing something better would be undermined. So that's why he established the Kangaroo Court to give punishment to British minister. Thing is that, do you know the allegation? Allegation is that one of the secretary of Sheikh Hasina had 2 employees in his office. The secretary was talking with Tulip Siddiq sometime, 2 years, 3 years, 4 years back. And those employees had overheard something saying that is the evidence. You know that Evidence Act of India, Evidence Act of Bangladesh, and Evidence of the Act of England are the same, because United Kingdom formed the Evidence Act for Indian subcontinent. That is still going on with some amendment. So according to the Evidence Act, it is called hearsay evidence. Hearsay evidence is only you can apply, or based on hearsay evidence you can punish someone if you have the corroborating evidence. There is no single piece of corroborating evidence. Worldwide, there is at least 5 television in the international media, including BBC and British Parliament, and every corner of the world is saying that this is a so-called judgment and this is not a trial, rather than this is a political vendetta. So Dr. Yunus lost his credibility. Nowadays, he is not invited by anyone anymore. Now he is a lonely man in the planet. Day by day, he will, his face, picket will come out. People will know who he is. He is the servant of West. But after the American president Donald Trump came to the power, he said, I am no more going to the path of my previous president. What was his name?
Joe Biden. Joe Biden.
Joe Biden. So he is no more with Dr. Yunus. Now Dr. Yunus in serious crisis, is in serious crisis. Bangladeshi economy, you know that every year the growth of economy in Bangladesh is 7.5%. 7.5% means every year our economy gain extra 400 billion. Now our economic growth is only 3.5%. That means we are losing every year 200 billion. Forget about the corruption. Today, the Transparency International placed their report in Bangladesh. If you want, you can see the big newspaper. They said that the corruption does not reduce in Bangladesh. That means including the government minister, including the people of Bangladesh, in power, they are still doing the same corruption. So what is the fault of Sheikh Hasina? Second thing, and one more thing is that Sheikh Hasina did 3 elections. Every election, she invited to the opponent, come to the election, door is open for you. But they did not come. Some of the political party did not come, including the one of the big political party, BNP and Jamaat, because they wanted caretaker government. That's why. But now, Awami League is banned. Awami League is not asking for caretaker government or anything. First of all, they have no right to go for election. So what is this? That means what Sheikh Hasina did, they will do 3 times bigger aspect. So from this, the discussion, the conclusion, I can say, Dr. Yunus used the poor people to get his personal gain. In Bangladesh, the Grameen Bank interest rate is total 29%, directly 24%, and on top of that, there are 6%. And if you go to the Google, you will see that a part of the Grameen Bank ownership is the poor people who are the actual contributor. Can you tell me one thing? Ever any Grameen Bank contributor get a single penny from the Grameen Bank apart from the loan? Bangladesh government, the ownership is 20%. Now he reduces to 10%. Government never get a single penny from Grameen Bank. What is that? Where the money is going? Whenever my friend Mahmud Akhter said that when there is a profit, then what Dr. Yunus does, he create another organization and transfer the money there. And then in that organization, money is distributed for different angle, and there is no money for the actual contributor, for the shareholder, for the state. So Grameen Bank is used as an instrument of fraud. Dr. Yunus himself is a totally fraud, and he did fraudulent activities all over the world. People will know, in the United Kingdom, Jeffrey Epstein in America, you know that. He is one of the global pace now, though he himself suicide. He suicide in prison in America, but now Dr. Yunus will come out to you and me after some time, maybe after his death, that he was like a Jeffrey Epstein type fraud, fraudster. So Bangladeshi people now understood who he is. He has no capacity over the judiciary to control in a judicial way. He does not have any control over the administration. He does not have any control over the mobs. He does not have any control over anything of Bangladesh. Last point I want to say, Sheikh Hasina's sister and his nephew and niece was given punishment because they were given the plot in Bangladesh, in Dhaka. Do you know Dr. Yunus gave an university to his brother? Why not? He is under the punishment chain. His nephew is one of the secretary level employee of Dr. Yunus. Grameen Bank, from the sweeper to the top one, everyone is in politics of Dr. Yunus. So what is that? Dr. Yunus took the license of global, what it called is the manpower one. Another one is the global wallet, or like this. So he took 6 license for his company, whether he is the head of the government. Now the point is that he was fined by the court judgment 666 crore Bangladeshi taka. When he came to the power, in a minute, it was wiped out. So people should understand what level of criminal and perverted politician he is. People should understand, and we are now understanding, and this is our promise to the people of Bangladesh and people of the civilized world, that we will bring him to the justice system today, tomorrow, or day after. Thank you.
Thank you, gentlemen, for joining, on such a short and quick notice, and we'll continue to track this story, and we'll also continue to, invite both of you. So whenever you can take time out from your busy schedule and, share your thoughts and deep insights about this, and we'll continue to track the Bangladesh story also. And thank you, viewers, for watching. If you have any questions for both our guests, so you can post it in the YouTube comment box. We'll take them to our guests, and we'll try to get answers for that also. And thank you once again for watching. Thank you.
Thank you.